So you were talking about how your focus changed while you were in to prepare you for coming out. What were some of those things you did on your own?
Just by stop doing the things that I've been doing as far as like getting the money that I was getting. I stopped smoking the weed, stopped doing the liquor, stopped talking to all the extra girls, just trying to focus mentally, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to lock myself in discipline and just focus all the way in mentally on what I had going on to prepare myself for what was going on the outside.
Right here. When you get that?
Ben had it.
Nah, he ain't having my last video.
Yeah.
It is.
Got a problem? Yeah.
Tell me how we gonna solve this. Problem to the closet. No safety deposit. Losing control.
Keep giving in when temptation gets to knocking. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. When blessings come, then I go straight to sabotaging. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. These bad habits, I keep praying I can stop them. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. Look in the mirror, I must face it, God is watching. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I try to fight the sin that's strangling my life again. It's dangerous, but I pretend it's not behind my prideful grin. Just a defense mechanism causing my light to dim. Keep letting earthly desires win that only Christ can cleanse. In my dilemma lies issues I could simplify if I stood on God's word alone and didn't improvise. My sense of pride and self-sabotage has been described in Romans 7 verses 14 through 25. Keep giving in when temptation gets to knocking. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. When blessings come, then I go straight to sabotaging. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Napoleon Bradford. Welcome to another champion conversation on the Maybe I'm the Problem podcast. Shouts out to Illa Jeezy and to Jace the Reacher, who you just saw with the intro video, man, all the way in Texas now. Illa Jeezy, we want to shout him out. He was supposed to be on with us, but yesterday, man, he was able and blessed to bring forth into this world a brand new baby. So we shout him out. We're so proud of him and all that he is doing. Listen, tonight's focus is really like crazy. It's from effed up, from fucked up to focused, right? And before you clutch your pearls, right? This is not a conversation for shock value. This is for truth value. Right? Some things can't be healed until they're named, until they're confronted. They can't be interrupted cycles, and until we stop pretending that they don't exist, and until we stop trying to make them beautiful and flowery, right? Because reality is some situations aren't just messed up. They're really, really fucked up. They're really jacked up. They're really bad, right? And so being able to move from this state of perpetual darkness to this place where we are able to focus, lock in, and decide that we're no longer going to walk in that dark place, in that decrepit place, from that bad decision-making model is so necessary. So listen, I'm not on here by myself. I have with me my beloved brother, Fred, right? Y'all may know him as Jack Miles, Fred Galloway, Elder Fred Galloway. So I'm going to bring him to the stage. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself, right? I'm Napoleon Bradford, and this is my special guest. And then we're going to get into the dialogue. Listen, feel free to share this. Feel free to jump in the comments, ask your questions, right? And let's kind of explore this a little bit. This is the first of many conversations, but let's just get into it. So without further ado, my brother Fred is coming to the stage. Fred, what's up, man?
Hi. Blessings to you, Napoleon, and blessings to each and every person out there for chiming in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Amen. Look, listen, it's a blessing just to be able to come on here and talk about real life. And guess what? Maybe I am the problem. Maybe you are the problem. But guess what? That's okay. You follow what I'm saying? A lot of people, from my understanding, a lot of people do call me Jack Miles. A lot of people know me by Fred. My mother named me Frederick Galloway. A lot of people may know me by Elder Frederick Galloway as well. I commend you for allowing me to step on the stage and just to be a part of telling people the testimonies and the trials and tribulations that life may throw at them, and letting them know it's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to be the problem. It's okay to fall short. It's okay. God still loves you.
All right. Well, listen, let's jump. So where did this Jack Miles let's go there. Where did Jack Miles come from? When was Jack Miles introduced into the world? Jack Miles, not Frederick Galloway. When was Jack Miles introduced?
So Jack Miles was introduced into the world in about 2002. Jack Miles was entered into the world under an investigation by Jack Miles is a whole nother person, a whole nother identity that I made up, that I had to make up to survive the lifestyle that I've been living. Jack Miles, actually, to be the God honest truth, a lot of people in Sumter know who the real Jack Miles is. The real Jack Miles is a white man who owned a lot of property. Right? So I built this persona of being Jack Miles to go underground and to hide my identity. So in my ways of living, I had to protect myself off of the cell phones and off of some of the videos that did allow me to last more than I last.
Okay.
And I can be quite honest to say, Jack Miles is dead now. Like, that person is dead, but he has built up so much a big of a reputation. People won't stop calling me Jack Miles. They love Jack Miles. And that ain't me. My name is Frederick Galloway. I'm proud to be Frederick Galloway now. And I can say that I messed up by living that life of Jack Miles. Jack Miles was a person that didn't care about nobody. Jack Miles was a person that hurt a lot of people. Jack Miles was a person that made a lot of money, but tear up a lot of families as well, who brought hardship on his own family. I can even remember when I first started saying Jack Miles, my mama told me, she said, "Why are you doing that?" She looked right at me and said, "Why are you doing that?" And it just grew. Jack Miles, Mr. Untouchable. Those are worldwide names that's known up and down the East Coast.
And so
two monsters.
So this persona that you developed, how at its worst, where did it get you?
At its worst, it got my family locked up, got me and my wife federal charges, which in the federal charges, she was cleared free. Actually got my daughter locked up as well. It was bad. I knew that day was coming. I knew that they wanted me. It was a 10-year investigation. 10-year investigation. Leading everywhere: Florida, New York, North Carolina, Georgia. It's just leaving. And actually, the hurt and the pain that Jack Miles caused to other people and to my family. Yet to this day, you know, I'm still regretful and sorry for that whole situation. You're talking about a lot of restless nights. They knew what they had to do to get me. They watched me for 10 years. So they knew how I valued family. It was going to be either my wife and kids or either my mother. They had to link somebody to Jack Miles in order for them to pin me down the way that they did. And then, actually, to tell you the God honest truth, they didn't even pin me down, Napoleon. They set me up. Like literally set me up. I'm talking about set me up. They knew my wife didn't have anything to do with it. They know my daughter didn't have anything to do with it. Actually, they knew I was asleep that night. But God had enough of me causing chaos. The first time I went to prison, I didn't know. I didn't, how can I say it? I didn't got what I was supposed to get. The second time, when I got to prison, he specifically said, I warned you one time. Now I'm going to touch what I know you love, or I'm allowed them to be touched. I'm talking about, I messed up. I was the problem. And I'm still wrestling with that right now today. Even though I'm becoming a better person, it's just some things that you can forgive, but you just can't forget, and it just plays out in your mind. A lot of families are being broken by the same type of strategic activity that they will do when they get tired of you, period.
So what do you think led to going back? Let's go back to, give me a little background of your childhood and when you felt that it was necessary for you to make the decisions that eventually led to everything happening.
Well, this happened when we were younger. My mother, I come from a single parent home. My mother name is Jessie May. I love her to death. She tried to stop me from doing multiple things. I remember when I was about 14 years old, my mother beat me so bad that she was tired. She was tired, literally tired. And guess what? I still went out and did what I felt that I needed to do. She worked, but she beat me so bad because she knew what I was doing, right? And what ultimately led me to do what I did was hurt. I seen my sisters hurt. I seen my brothers hurt. I seen my mother struggling. All right? So me being the oldest boy and being around the people who I grew up with, my environment, I started out at the bottom, and I just told my mother and I told my sister and them, and they always knew, hey, look, Fred gonna come through. So after the years, as I grew, my names changed. The beast started to grow. The animal started to grow. The how can I say it? That bad legacy started to grow at the age of 14. At the age of 15, I had my own house. 15, 16 years old, I had my own house. At Bates Middle School, I remember me driving rental cars and the teachers going to their car and I'm getting in a rental car, teacher looking at me like, what are you doing? And it was just a lot of turmoil and a lot of restless nights. But did I make sure that my brothers and sisters was taken care of? Yeah. My mother wouldn't take no money from me now. You follow what I'm saying? Me, myself, personally, I would just sneak in and just pay the bills. You know what I mean? She wouldn't take no money from me. But I always made sure that my sister and brother was taken care of. I remember the day that my sister dad lied to them. He was supposed to come back and get them for Thanksgiving, and they were supposed to spend Christmas. He didn't come back. He lied. They cried the whole day. They was upset. They was upset. All right. My dad would come and go. He had two different lifestyles. You feel me? I remember him having a wife and still coming to my mom. And I remember when my mom said, I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm better than this. It's just a lot of stuff. And I'm telling people now that starts in the home from an early age that people is still dealing with right now. Like literally, okay? My mother loved me, right? But me loving some person, loving somebody else, I just now got into the nature of loving somebody else and really, really understanding and knowing what true love is, agape love, through your flaws and through everything. Because guess what? I didn't have a childhood. So right now, I'm at the age of 29. No, I'm not 29. At the age of 49, I'm just now developing who Frederick Galloway is. I'm just now enjoying life. I'm just now taking a break. I'm just now becoming who God created me to be. And a lot of people don't understand that. I don't understand it. But the hurt, and I say it right now to anybody out there on Facebook land, if I've done anything to you, please forgive me. Trust me, I done went to God. A lot of restless nights, Napoleon. I remember when I was 20 years old. I was coming from Florida. I was about to get off the exit in Manning. I knew they had a roadblock set up for me because I had a car in front of me. So when the car went in front of me and said, hey, look, do not get off on this exit. They waiting on you. I went 3 exit up by Gable, Turbeville, South Carolina. Then I hit 378. Year after year, I dodged them and I beat them. And guess what? I was arrogant. I was boasting. They knew I was boasting. Let me tell you what, when they locked all us up, my wife, me, and my daughter, that man specifically tell me, for everything you done, you going to jail. Or we gonna send your family to jail. Just like that. It wasn't no, you going to jail because we had enough of you. Mr. Untouchable, Jack Miles, G Money, whoever you want to do. They had a file that thick, 10 years of how much chaos I caused. That's when they gave the feds my case. They had me under investigation since I was about 21. It's just over the past 10, 15 years before I got out 7 years ago when my case was going back then. They just decided to give my file to the feds. If the state can't deal with you, they will hand you over to the feds.
So it started, it sounds like, as a means of providing and survival, right? Whatever you started doing to make sure you, so at what point did it morph? Did it grow into to being out of control and reckless? Like at what point, what led you to keep going even after, you know, your brothers, your siblings got older and started providing for themselves? What led you to keep going? And at what point did you realize you'd fucked up? Like, did you realize you'd gone too far?
Actually, what amped me to keep going was the lifestyle, was the so-called respect and love that the streets show you, and the need for me to make sure that everybody else around me who really didn't mean me no good was okay. Like literally, I had built up from being at the bottom to going to the top. We ran half of something one time, period. bottom line, and half of Manning. We ran it. So I had people looking up to me, and it just started building. It just started building. It started building. It started building. And it's like now, whatever I do, if I'm into it, then I'm going to be the best. Back then, I was a leader. I was a natural born leader, leading people down the road of destruction. And I remember this when I was in prison. God told me, he said, as much people as you led to destruction, I charge you to lead to the kingdom of God. And this thing just kept building and building and building. Then it was in 2012. Two of my homeboys came home from the feds. And they say, Mr. Untouchable, they want you. Some people already start giving you up. Stop. My wife told me, Frederick Galloway, before I went to jail the last time, she said, stop playing with God. Stop straddling the fence. Before we got locked up, my mama told me, son, get a job and keep a job. When I first got out, I was still playing, so he had to send me back. When I knew I messed up, Napoleon, when they came home from the feds and said, hey, look, they want you and they're going to get you. They want you bad. This is when I said, you know what? I messed up. I messed up so bad that I can't turn back now. And these people want me by any means necessary, and they're going to get me. I knew that. I knew that when I began to have more restless nights. I knew that when Anthony Dennis called my brother-in-law at one point and say, hey, look, listen, you tell him I had enough of him. Period. I knew I messed up. I knew I was going back to jail. I knew I had done caused too much hurt, too much pain. And I knew I had to leave my family. I knew that.
So why do you think it takes that long? Like, why do people stay stuck even when they know they need to change? Why? Because you said it took your mom saying it, your wife saying it, the guys coming home. It took Anthony Dennis calling, who's the sheriff or something, calling your brother-in-law. Like, why do you think it takes us so much to stop? Sometimes even to the point of arrest or, some final act to get us to stop. Why does it take so much?
Some of that could be pride. A lot of it could be selfishness. And then a lot of it could be lifestyle. And then a lot of it could be just blind. You got to think, Napoleon, I've been blind a long time in my life. I really thought I've been doing good. I really thought I've been being a man because I had money and had people following me. I really, really thought I was doing something. Lifestyle and being blind and pride.
Okay, stay there. Because is it blindness or is it perspective? Because you saw something, but what you saw was success, right? You didn't see the destruction. So you saw something, it just wasn't the right thing.
Exactly.
Okay. So what do you, what right here, let's talk about perspective as it relates to our problem. So you saw the money coming in. You got a house at 15. You driving rental cars. The teachers seeing you, they're perplexed. In your mind, you thought you had become this persona, because you said earlier the beast grew. So you had become this Mr. Untouchable, right? So at that point, it seems like from what you saw, you didn't see it as a problem, as a negative.
Nope.
You saw it as something to herald and something to boast about. You used the word arrogance earlier. So how many times does arrogance become our means of self-sabotage? How does arrogance play into all of this?
Listen, arrogance play into it when you, how could I say it? You do not want to see yourself. You do not want to hear truth. Arrogance and pride, it plays into that to where as though you actually really think that you're doing something. And then you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it. You follow what I'm saying? You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep feeding it. You're going to keep feeding that monster. You're going to keep feeding that temptation. You're going to keep feeding it until it slaps you in the face. Until God take his hand off you and say, you know what, enemy, have your way with him. And you know what? Have your way with his family, because that's what he loves. I'm going to take everything from him or allow it to be taken for him to see that I want his attention and he's living in destruction. I had to really hit a brick wall because of arrogance and pride. And a lot of people don't realize that before destruction, it comes warning. It comes warning before destruction. Being rebellious, not listening to the people that are around you. Being rebellious. Napoleon, I was not going to stop. So he had to allow me to stop. And that's how some people don't understand. And sometimes we get in other people's way and God be trying to let them hit rock bottom. And then sometimes we try to play God and we mess up what God is trying to do. And it might hurt them because it hurt me.
Stay there, right? Because I often hear people that are people judging a person going through, and they say things like, if they didn't get arrested, they wouldn't have stopped. Or if they didn't get caught, they wouldn't have stopped. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes God needs them to hit rock bottom, right? Sometimes God needs them to hit the wall. Sometimes God needs them to be the example. Now,
and
go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you, for each and every person who out there listening right now, that rock bottom state for me did not feel good. I'm telling you right now, listen, and I'm saying this with a pure heart. Do not allow God to take his hand off you and let the enemy have his way with you. Napoleon, I was supposed to been sent to Georgia. They sent me to Virginia. Okay? I was supposed to not be behind the wall. I was supposed to be in the camp. I was behind the wall. Okay? I've been in lockup 3 or 4 times just because I wouldn't tell on what was going on. I got cut right here in prison. Got in a fight. I got thrown in lockup because I wouldn't tell. Please hearken to the voice of God. Don't go down the road and hit rock bottom like I did. When I say hit rock bottom, I had my encounter with God in lockup doing 23 and 30. That means 23 hours a day and 30 minutes, only 30 minutes to go outside and see the sky. That's it. For 90 days one time. Then it was for 45 days. And then it was for 30 days. My sister Sabrina prayed me through. My mom prayed me through. I'm telling you this. You do not want to hit rock bottom. You don't. It's going to hurt. I'm talking about the pain, Napoleon. I'm talking about the tears, Napoleon. I'm talking about the encounter with the devil on this side. telling you to hang yourself. And God on this side telling you, I got you. I got you. Nothing but a Bible and 4 walls and a commode and a sink. Nothing. He wants to get your attention. He's going to get your attention. If he wants you to stop, I promise you, when he had enough of you, you're going to hit rock bottom. And a lot of us be stopping people from hitting rock bottom. But I'm telling you, for somebody out there, do not hit rock bottom. Allow yourself to go through and to put your family through what I did. Because of arrogance, because of disobedience, because of not listening. Napoleon, the whole time, I had to figure out who I was and who God called me to be. It wasn't until I got locked up till I understand and know that I was a natural born leader and I wasn't supposed to have been leading that way. All the motorcycle clubs, been a president of a motorcycle club, all of that, all of this, all of running the streets, all of it was never meant. The enemy was using me. It was always meant for his glory. It was always meant for me to doing what I'm doing now, helping leading people to the kingdom of God. So it's so many families struggling with childhood hurt. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, they struggling with life hurt, living life every day with grief. It's a lot of people emotionally broken. It's a lot of people beat down. It's a lot of people being misled. And us as men have to understand and know and value our presence in the earth. My family struggled while I was gone. A man has a rightful position in the family. A woman has a rightful position in the family. And on their best day, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. He needs that male figure in his life.
So your absence led to some missing pieces in your family.
Yes, and I'm still dealing with that to this day. I'm still dealing with that to this day with my wife and kids when it comes down to it. 2 times going to prison. One time, 3 years. The next time, it was almost 4. I wouldn't listen. I would not listen. And those years that I can't get back. Trust is still being, how can I say it, rebuilt. Security is still being rebuilt when it comes down to it. The pain that I put my mother through, the pain that I put my wife through, the pain that I put my kids and grandkids through, the pain, I'm telling you, the pain, and that pain ain't no easy pain. So to each and every male that's out there right now, and I'm telling you this, when it comes down to it, you need to understand that you are a king, that God holds you responsible for your family. For your family. And to the women out there, if you got a man that's trying, please pray with him and over him. Because everyday life, Napoleon, that men deal with, and not saying that women don't deal with it either, but right now, and I've never seen it before, and I'll say this, the amount of black men that are being killed, I've never seen it like this in a while. And I'm telling you, the last time it been this much black people being killed, you got to think about it. When Moses been being born, when Jesus been being born, they've been killing them. They say kill them all. And either we getting killed or we going to jail. And the cycle keeps repeating itself.
So when did you decide? Like, what led to you deciding to really seek healing? Like, when was it not about performance, not about just saying I'm gonna get better just to get by. When did you, Fred, decide that you really wanted to be healed? When did your focus change?
I was out of jail for 5 years. My focus honestly changed probably about 2 years, maybe 18 months. When I seek help, I was going to counseling now for about 4 or 5 months to get better, to get more emotionally intelligent, to be able to handle my emotions. Because even as an elder, even as a pastor, Napoleon, people really don't think that we struggle with things. They don't think that we struggle with things, but we're human beings. It's like literally. So my thing is this: when you say maybe I'm the problem, maybe I am the problem, but I'm going to the problem solver with my problems. And guess what? He say, bring it all. So if you messed up, whatever you doing, take it to God. A lot of people run from God instead of running to God, being the problem, not understanding and knowing that He is the problem solver. Napoleon, and I'm gonna say this: we have so many families that are being tore down. We got so many families that are being broken apart because of today's society and today's world. They're not even understanding the principles of God, on kingdom principles, on how He instructed this thing. It was never supposed to be one person. Never. Because if that's the case, He wouldn't say it is not good for man to dwell alone. So I will bring him a helper to walk beside him. So when the father is gone, the burden is on her. When the mother is gone, the burden is on him. It's supposed to be oneness. And that's what the enemy hates. Napoleon, he wanted to take me out. And guess what? He was trying to take me out before I went to prison. When I was in prison, he was trying to take me out. And all of this was to stop the plan of God. To stop the plan of God.
So you talked about therapy, you talked about faith. This idea of suitable helper, this is also translated not just husband and wife, but also community, right?
Right.
That this idea of, in the absence of one, there is a community, especially, from our tradition, our African, the African part of our African American believes in this communal community raising. So that also means that we have to hear and respect the voices in the community. And
Yeah.
One thing you said was you didn't listen when those in the community were trying to talk to you. When your mother, when your friends, when your people were trying to tell you to change. What now? Now we're on the other side. You've been out 5 years. You've grown and evolved. How do you receive correction? How do you receive confirmation, counts? How do you receive it now?
By taking myself all the way out of it. So I've been practicing over the past 4 months on being, matter of fact, 6 months, on being a better listener. Okay? Mm-hmm. You listen to get information. You don't listen to give an answer. A lot of people don't understand that. You follow what I'm saying? You listen to learn. Some people just listen to get on the be on the offense or the defense at all times. Me, myself, personally, just into this aspect of life that I'm in right now, being able to take corrective criticism, being able to say, well, you know what, Fred, you messed up. You follow what I'm saying? Being able to say, you know what, Fred, you need to love me better. Fred, you need to spend more time. Fred, you need to go out and do some other stuff for the community. Because you're right, it takes a village to raise a child. So the village has to come together as a community, like you say, to help heal these men and women that are out there. Because we got other broken people matching up with broken people, and they creating other broken people. So I'm still working on my healing and my deliverance in some areas of my life. And I thank God for that. I thank you for that. I thank your wife, Karen, for that. I thank every man and woman of God that God has placed around me for knowledge. And that's the thing that we have to consider and understand. Iron sharpens iron. Bottom line, iron sharpens iron. So I might not be my best today. My wife might not be her best today. My daughter might not be her best today. But when the one falls short, the family, the community is there to intercede, to pull up, to pray for, to push in certain situations and stuff like that.
So how does that look? So a lot of times we hear and see shame attached to decisions where we end up putting people down, we end up talking about them, dragging their name. What does accountability look like when shame is not attached?
And that's a hard thing when it comes down to it, because, right, accountability in the world today, Napoleon, is hard for people. People don't like to take accountability. So they pride get in the way, and that's when they shame come in. But not understanding and knowing, you know, accountability and having an accountability partner is just making you become better. Seeing yourself where you don't see. You follow what I'm saying? Because a lot of people walk around and they really, really think that they live in their best life, or really, really think that they're not the problem. Not understanding that, you know what? You don't have it all the way together. God is still working on you, and that's okay. He can still use you. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of people get stuck to where as though they have to have this persona, and some of them just don't like to say, I'm sorry, I messed up, I'm the problem. That's pride. The part about when you're saying accountability, nobody, is hard in this perverse generation for people to take accountability. They don't want to say, I caused this. I can say, I caused my family pain when I went to prison. I can say, I caused my mother restless nights by being in the street. I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody was to ever ask me that, I can say that. I can say now that I'm becoming a better son for my mother. I'm becoming a better brother for my sisters. I'm becoming a better husband for my wife. I'm becoming a better father for my kids. I'm becoming a better grandfather because of the encounter I had with our Lord Jesus Christ and the counseling that I'm getting now and the help.
So where then does the community, or how does the community restore? How does the community restore the trust? How does the family, how does the relationship restore the trust, remove the shame so that accountability and correction can be received even from the places where it once was rejected?
You got to love on them. I just believe you got to love, and people got to understand that, you know, love doesn't hold no account of no record of doing wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Love is patient. You know, I mean, sometimes you just got to love the crap out of people, you know, even when they in their rebellious state, even when they don't want to take accountability. It's going to irritate them. It's going to irritate that demon. It's going to irritate whatever they're going through or whatever. It's going to irritate them. But you still just call and check on them. You invite them to church. You invite them to pray with them, and they don't got to go to church. They don't even have to go to church. I invite people to pray at the racetrack. I invite people to pray at the car lot. I want people to understand right now on this live that the church is not confined. They said his spirit, the Bible says his spirit will not be confined to four walls. And you must worship him in truth and in spirit. So it's going to take a lot of love, and it's going to take a lot of leadership. It ain't, listen, people, you could say whatever you want to say. People looking for a good example. People looking for the God you serve. People want to look at the God that delivered you from where you was at to what you're going through. I mean, from what you're going through. People want to see how you and Karen made it. People want to understand and know how you open up all of these businesses. People want to know how I'm surviving right now legally and opening up businesses. You follow what I'm saying? People need encouragement. People need good leadership and guidance without no judgment. A safe place. It has to be a safe place that people have to know that they can come to. One of the biggest things my wife told me, and she was like, and I'm building on this right now. You have to get people to trust you and understand that they have a safe place. You can't tell people business. You can't gossip. You can't do none of this when it comes down to it. People looking for somebody who they could trust and somebody who they can share their innermost secrets with and not be judged. Because the church, like literally, I mean, if we gonna tell it, we're gonna go ahead and say it. It's a lot of people out there right now who's dealing with church hurt. They don't want to mess with church people. Period, Napoleon.
Yeah. I also wanna let's pause here before we go to close this thing out. Nikisha makes a good point, right? This idea of hierarchy as opposed to community, right, is where there is a challenge, right? Hearing the man as the head of the house sometimes make them feel like they have to be strong and do it all themselves, but that's not necessarily what God wants. That's why this helper, like, you're not supposed to do it alone. It's not about hierarchy. It's about community, right? And I think that we need, that's part of what our role may be, right? Is to relieve the man from the pressure of feeling they have to be strong, they can't be vulnerable, they can't express their feelings, they can't cry with the people that they care for. They can't be, and you talked about it because you're doing this work of emotional intelligence, which really deals with this idea, first of all, of self-awareness, right?
Mhm.
Knowing who you are and being so secure in who you are that you're not offended when someone connected to you acts in a certain way because it doesn't jeopardize who you are. So I like that, Keisha. Thank you for sharing that. Back to what you were saying about the community, though, and about this removing. So let's say there's someone listening that wants to take the first step to change, but they don't know where to start. They realize that they've been effed up, they've been messed up, they've been making the mistakes, and they want to get more focused, right? What are some practical things that they can do, Fred, to start regaining their clarity, right?
Well, I would first tell them to honestly and truly take time to seek God first. And you gotta clear your mind, and you gotta clear your communication. You can't say that you want to change and you communicating with the same people who led you down this road or who want to see you continue on going down this road. I had to take the first step with submitting to God and changing my circles. Napoleon, I fed families after families. I always had a crowd around me. But when I got myself straight and said that I was going to put God first and then I was going to be a family man, everybody fell off. But everybody wanted that beast. And the beast ain't here no more. So what I'm saying is this. They got to make a conscious decision that they want to change their life. And they got to understand and know that nobody's going to judge them. They got to understand and know that people going to fall off. It's a mindset that they got to do first. It's a mindset. You might not be able to have what you normally have. You might not have the thousands. You might not have the respect, which it ain't respect, it's fear. You might not have the luxury of being the man or being the woman. See, a lot of people don't realize, right? The enemy, right, is a trickster of all of this to manipulate you to think that you're doing right and you're doing wrong. So what I'm telling you is out there, the first step is submitting to God. And the second step is changing your communication and the people you hang around. You got to make a conscious decision to do that.
Yeah. So back, look at Tawana. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that conscious decision must first be being honest, right? Admittance, first of all, that you messed up, that you're in this dark place, and that you can't get out of it on your own, which then leads to this being able to say what you need. Now, you may not know all the steps, but your first thing is, I need help.
Exactly.
Right? I need help. Right? Which goes back to this seeking God, because seeking God, it sounds more difficult than it is. Because going back to what Tawana is saying, your simple ask for help just has to be asked to the right person.
Yeah, definitely. And
right?
and I'll say this to add on to that. Look, yes, you need God, but I'm telling you, when it comes down to it, I'm talking about professional help in dealing with what people deal with right now. I'm telling you, since I started my therapy over the past 4 months, when it comes down to it, 5 months going on, I ain't never felt no more better. So yeah, it's actually admitting and being honest with yourself to say that you messed up and you need help. And the biggest thing for each and every person out there, agape love. When this person start to go forth, don't look back. I'm telling you, connect yourself with the people who gonna love you flawlessly. I'm telling you, Napoleon, it's gonna be hard for them to take the first step, but I'm encouraging them to take the first step and don't look back. I promise you, you don't want to hit rock bottom. Take the first step. Will it be hard? Will people fall off? Will people talk about you? Will people leave you? Yes. But will you be free and set free? And will the truth set you free? And will you become who God ordained you to be? I believe that. It's going to take growth and change. And then you align yourself with people who are around you to help you grow and change, who don't have an underlying agenda. It's going to take growth and change. Napoleon, I told somebody this on my live earlier. You can do whatever you want to, but this journey called life, you can't dodge that. And the way that you live it and what you do is totally on you. But I'm telling you, when I went to prison and I was in that cell, that was the heart. And I'm telling you, Napoleon, before I go and you can take over, if the strongest man and women in prison say that they don't cry, they lying. I promise you, they crying. I don't care if it's one time a year, they crying. The toughest of them all cry. So I'm saying we got a fallen generation. We got families that are being torn apart. We got motherless kids out there. It's time to stop, and it's time for us to take a stand. It's time for us to really, really do what we need to do as a community, to welcome people in, to show people the right way, to show people how to do it, even in their flaws. Even in their flaws. Napoleon, I'm telling you, and I'm saying this, and I want you to understand, for everybody out there in Sumter County, in Sumter County, South Carolina. I do believe in the next 4 to 6 months, it's going to be a RICO law that come up, and they're going to get anywhere from 20 to 50 people. It's going to be a RICO Act that's going to come up, and it's going to be a lot of men and women going to jail for absolutely, it's going to be crazy. So I'm telling you, choose this day who you're going to serve. You stop putting your mother and your father and your wife and your kids through all the selfishness. When they come, they're going to lock you up and going to lock them up as well. And they're going to pin you to the wall and make you plead guilty. They're going to make you stop. So that's just all I'm saying. Make the first step. Don't be prideful. Don't be bashful. Take the first step into clearing your head, submitting to God, and changing your circle.
So I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for all that you shared. It couldn't have been easy to kind of relive and to really talk about it. I thank you for your transparency and your openness. I also like reading the comments from your family that kind of have also been with you through this process. I want to make sure that we know that this is still a process, right?
Yes.
You don't come on here as a whole healed person. You come on here as a person who is attempting and working at becoming whole, right? Becoming whole. And your use of the word agape, right, is very powerful. But also, when agape fails, and it will, because we don't operate in agape well, that
Right.
word grace has to go with agape, right?
Yes, that's a
That,
good one.
that we have to be able to show grace even when we can't show love because of the hurt and harm that the person has caused. We have to still give grace, knowing that we all are works in progress, right? I think also, and you said it, one thing we have to do, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we are not parts of the problem directly, right? That we have to be the ones to help remind people of their kingship and their queenship. We have to be the ones to remind them that life is valuable and that opportunities are there, and that it's not as bad as it seems, and you got to hold on, and you got to anchor yourself, and you got to, get in touch with God, however that looks for you, because it's not, everybody's not going to church, right? You don't have to go to church to have a relationship with God. Church becomes where you commune with God, right? And so I love that has to be our focus, because in making God the center of community and removing God from the church house, we then allow everyone, regardless of their condition or problem or situation, to have equal access to God, right? And that's really what I believe we must do. I believe it's our job to remove God from the walls where you have to act a certain way, be a certain way, dress a certain way, to reminding people that God is everywhere, that you can have access to God. So in closing, what would be, because now you're focused. I'm focused, man. Right now you're focused. What would be your prayer for those closest to you to be able to also come and begin the process of clarity? What would be, if you could speak to those closest to you?
I would just honestly and I would honestly tell them, submit. Submission is something that a lot of people wrestle with. Just 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, it came to me: fully submit, and I'm gonna show you the goodness of me. it would be fully submit. Don't run from, don't be ashamed of. Bring all your problems to the problem solver. Trust God through it all. He's not going to fail you. Let him who began a good work in you finish that work in all of us. In all of us. Let's let this platform be a platform that my wife can come on, your wife can come on, my kids can come on, your kids can come on, my sister, my mama, and tell them their stories. That's the truth. I messed up. I'm not perfect. But God give me grace. So I'm going to give you grace. And we're going to travel this thing called life together through the good and the bad, with the growing pains and the changes. That's what I would do. I would say, hey, look, listen, submit. God got us all.
Man, listen, this has been a pleasure. This has been a pleasure. I thank you for being my guest. Again, we're shouting out Illa Jeezy, who was supposed to be one of our guests, but he just had a baby on yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
congratulations, man.
He just had a baby on yesterday. So we're excited for him and his future. And to hear him in the opening talk about what he had to do to be ready to come out, and to see 2 years later, he is now a father. He's a podcast host. The idea is, regardless of where you are, no matter how deep or bad or messed up your situation is, with God, with community, with help, with honesty, you too can get focused.
Yes.
Thank you for being on. Blessings. Love y'all. Until the next one, we'll see you. So you were talking about how your focus changed while you were in, to prepare you for coming out. Mm-hmm. What were some of those things you did on your own?
Just by stop doing the things that I've been doing, as far as like getting the money that I was getting. I stopped smoking the weed, stopped doing the liquor, stopped talking to all the extra girls, just trying to focus mentally, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to lock myself in discipline and just focus all the way in mentally on what I had going on, to prepare myself for what was going on the outside.
Right here. When you get that?
Ben had it.
Nah, he ain't have my last video.
Yeah.
It did.
Got a problem? Yeah.
Tell me how we gonna solve this. Problem to the closet. No safety deposit. We're losing control.
Keep giving in when temptation gets to knocking. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. When blessings come, then I go straight to sabotaging. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. These bad habits, I keep praying I can stop them. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. Look in the mirror, I must face it, God is watching. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I try to fight the sin that's strangling my life again. It's dangerous, but I pretend it's not, behind my prideful grin. Just a defense mechanism causing my light to dim. Keep letting earthly desires win that only Christ can cleanse. In my dilemma lies issues I could simplify if I stood on God's word alone and didn't improvise. My sense of pride and self-sabotage has been described in Romans 7 verses 14 through 25. Keep giving in when temptation gets to knocking. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. When blessings come, then I go straight to sabotaging. Come to think about it, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem.